Adam Azim versus Ohara Davis. What happened here? Well, I knew going into this fight that Ohara Davis was going to be too slow for Adam Azim because I knew not much about Adam Azim, but what I did know is that he's had a good amateur career. He's fought from when he was single figures up until this point here. To be fair to you, he met Ohara Davis in Ohara Davis's gym when he was like 9 years old and looked up to Ohara Davis all the way through his career to the point where he now fought and stopped Ohara Davis. So with that being said, I knew Ohara Davis would be slow. I knew that Adam Azim would be too quick for him and too polished and too sharp. But I just wanted to see how good this Adam Azim was because I've never seen him fight. I then saw that Shane McGuigan's in his corner, so I thought, okay, this guy must actually be somewhat of something because I know that Shane ain't gonna train anyone who's not good enough. So watching the fight, I'm like, let's see what goes on. Because one thing about Ohara, he's got a heavy duty right hand that he can land and knock people out, but he has to land it. And the fact that I believe that he's coming off of a knockout in his last fight in America, he does think that he's big time. So I believe that he probably thought he could beat Adam. But getting into the fight, first and second round, you could clearly see who the dominant force was in there. It was Adam Azim. And even though Ohara was starting to get into the fight in that second round, what happened was his guard wasn't that good and Adam busted O'Hara's nose open, and from he busted his nose, he couldn't really breathe anymore. And from then on in, it was a downward spiral until Ohara got stopped in the 8th round. So Ohara did battle on, and he battled well, even though he got dropped in the 5th, and it was a bad drop. I thought he was going to stop. I thought that was actually going to be it. But he showed that he is a warrior, got himself back up, dusted himself off, and tried to crack on. And even though he was definitely fighting a losing battle, he did make it hard for Adam Azim, showing his limitations to the fact that Adam really didn't have much thought process to what he was doing. Even though he had a thought process to what he was doing, but he couldn't really figure out the puzzle of how to get him out of there until he hit him with a good 3-punch combo. It was a left hook, straight right, and then the actual left hook that ended the shot landed nice and flush on the side of Ohara's head and knocked him down, finishing the fight where Ohara couldn't continue. He just couldn't continue, and he was counted out with Adam Azim marching on in that lightweight division. Now, what is next for Adam Azim? I have no clue. I don't know who this guy is. I'm telling you, this was his 12th fight. He's now 12-0. He's obviously getting brung along. So he's getting brung along at a right rate. This is a good test in the waters fight for him. Ohara Davis has now turned from a contender to a gatekeeper to now a definite journeyman. He is now a high-level journeyman, but he's not doing it. He's retired. He called it a day. He announced it in the ring, and then he confirmed it in interviews after the fight that he's now retired from boxing. And I wish you the best. You're another one of these guys that started boxing late in your life, and you've made a good career out of boxing. So yeah, you know when to call it a day. You know that you're only going to get pummeled from here on in. You're only going to get beaten up by the top guys here on in. You're only going to be able to fight English to European level. I don't even know if you're going to fight even beat European level, because I think Adam is about European level at the moment, and he handled you like he was just a ragdoll in there, pillar to post, punching you up. You had no threat to him whatsoever. I understand your retirement, and I wish you well in retirement. As for Adam Azim, he's still young in the game. He needs to, I believe, this is what my particular perception of things are, he should have another fight this year. This fight didn't really take anything out of him. He should try and get himself another fight before the end of the year. Boxer should actually try and get him another fight before the end of the year. And then he should have about 5 to 6 fights next year. All bring along fights. Continuing to learn his craft and continuing to step him up in the division of lightweight. Well done, Adam Azim. We'll be watching you going forward. I didn't know anything about you before. I know a bit about you now. Unlucky to Ohara Davis, and I wish you well in retirement. I will see you guys in the next video.